Well, let's see if we can get anybody coming over to this stream. If you are watching this, I am taking a moment to get my viewers back over here. I live in an area with internet that is spotty. And so my live just got completely interrupted and I had to restart. So I'm giving a moment for my viewers to get back. Lori, you're here. Hey! Did it tell me at least I was like on a really funny face when my internet crapped out? Like I look like something like that. Please tell me somebody got a screenshot of the funny face. I hate my internet. I hate my internet. Oh my goodness. Lori, while we wait for people to get here, what was the last thing that I said before my internet completely blinked? What was the last thing you guys heard? So that way I can pick up. Maria, you found me again. Thank you. I know that I was talking about herbs. I was answering Stefan's question about herbs and how herbs don't actually have to have the same meaning for a practitioner. I don't know. You were talking about how you give different things different than normal meanings. Okay, that's where I thought we got left off. Like I was saying, for allspice is like a power herb for me. It does not matter. Okay. I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher. And if a student comes into my classroom and they believe I know what I'm doing, they'll learn from me. But if a student comes into my classroom and doesn't believe teachers know what they're doing, they're not going to learn from me. And I feel that's the same way about an herb. If I don't believe that that's what you can do, that's not what you're going to do. I have to believe that that's what you're going to do. So I'm a little different. I am definitely an intuitive witch. I do things that are called to me. It has, for the most of my journey, made me feel like I've been doing things wrong. I see people doing stuff and I'm like, oh, so that's what that's used for. All right, cool. I do not practice that way. So I am not one of those witches that will also tell you that my way is the highway, right? I'm going to say my way is one way and there are multiple paths to the same destination. All right. So how do you want to do this? What is important to you? That's what matters. All right. That kind of segues into our whole bone oracle and junk oracle. All right. Bone oracle. I talked about it last night for a bit, just kind of an introduction of what that was. Bone oracles are made of whatever animal bone you might have. All right. I know some witches, because I did my research on it, some witches actually use chicken bones. They have chicken for dinner and they will save the bones and clean them so that way then they have junk oracles. That works. We all, for the most part, eat meat. There are some vegan witches, so you wouldn't be using a bone oracle anyways. But if you do and it's something that you're interested, that's how you can get yours. How did I get mine? Well, we talked about it yesterday. I had a cat, unfortunately, die underneath my house. It got into a fight, it looked like. And I didn't know about it until months later. And when we went underneath the house, there it was. And I felt like the best way for me to honor it was to clean it. And so we did. We cleaned its bones. And I happened to find some information about bone oracles. And I thought that was kind of cool. I would be up to do a reading on either. Okay, cool. I'm not going to do a reading on the bone oracles because I'm not comfortable with those readings. I will show you what you're supposed to do with them, all right? A bone oracle typically would have sturdy bones, all right? These look like the leg bones. If you know anatomy better than I do, let me know. But these are pretty sturdy bones from that animal. I do not want to use very thin ones. Okay, I don't want to use this because the way that I throw them might break it. And I don't want that. How do you throw them? All right. According to what I've learned, the way you throw them is you take the bones in your hand and you throw them down like that. Just onto your whatever tablecloth that you have deemed for your bones. Then you're going to look at them and you're going to look for images that stand out. Like right now, I see what could be an N, but it could also be an H. So if I was doing the reading, I would ask them, is there somebody in your life that their name either starts with an N or an H? That person seems to be distracted because their bones are like, there are two bones outside of the pile. Seems to be distracted. And I would go in further and look at, I see there's like a tent here. It looks like there's a tent made out of bones. So I would talk about that. Whatever image that I see in these bones, that's the message. That's the message I'm supposed to get. Do I know for a fact that that's what that image is? No, but that's where your gift comes into play. If you are gifted with the ability to read bones, then you will very easily see what you need to see in this. There are witches that do fire scrying. I am not a fire scrying witch. I cannot do it. Every time I've tried, I come up with nothing. All right. But that's basically the bone oracle. It's just you throw them and you look at what images come to you. What is being told to you through the images that only you would understand. All right. So incredibly easy, yet so incredibly hard because you're having to trust yourself. And I am at a point with my gift that I don't 100% trust myself. So bone reading is hard, really hard. You know? So let's get to the one that I feel like is probably the easiest for every divination witch to start with. And that is the junk oracle. Junk oracle are just tiny pieces that you have placed meaning on. And they are random. Like, I have a sun in here. I have a unicorn that stands for magic. I have a little hat, a little sun hat, to keep you covered. That's what it means to me. It's like covering, right? I got a little bear, and it means joy. I've got a little broom, and it means cleaning. I've got a heart, and that's obvious. It's love. I've got a barrel, and this barrel is pretty specific. Barrel right here means it's easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. That's what this barrel means to me. An eyeball, seeing something. I've got a little hand mirror. It's the reflection of yourself, right? This is reflection. I have a little caution, little cone. This guy cracks me up. He's so tiny. I got a little caution cone. Use caution, right? Garden is growth. Things are growing in the garden, right? And this bottle is for emotionally bottling up. Like, I've bottled all this up. I've got a dog And I think the dog for me, like, he's wavering. I haven't really set on a good thing about him. I just want to, like, every time I pick him up, I want to talk about pets. So I'm pretty sure this is like the message of pets coming through, but I don't know. I have a crystal, and crystal for me is divination or divining a meaning, seeking an answer. That's what this is for. And then I have a little watering thing right here. And that is, we need to pay attention and water our goals a little bit more. That's this. I have a little tropical flower here. And this tropical flower, for me, it's like stop and smell the roses. You need to stop and see the world beauty. That's what that is for. And then I have a little Monopoly Man dog. What does this guy mean? Money. Money. So I have given meaning to every single one of these objects. Every single one of these objects. I am going to put these in, and Maria, since you have volunteered, I will be reading you, okay? I made it to another stream. Yay, Ace, how are you doing? So, we are going to put all of our junk back. Oh, I've even got a little birdhouse, which means home. Okay, so we're going to put all of our junk back in. And we're going to do this very much like the way runes are read. Okay? When you are reading runes, oftentimes you will see the divination witch take the runes in some type of vessel, shake them up real good, okay? And then they'll throw them on the table, but not all of the runes leave the holder, okay? And that's what we're going to do here. So Maria, we're going to do you. I am going to toss some of these out as they want to fall out, and we will get a reading for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at how the objects have fallen as well, because how they fall and where they are in, relation to each other will tell you a few things. All right. First off, I'm going to say this, Maria, you have an eyeball that's pointing down. So there's something you're not wanting to see. There's something you're not wanting to see. You are experiencing joy in your life right now, but it's not full joy. Like it's there, but it's like there's some days where you just feel like laying around. Either you have children or you're wanting children, or there's something to do with a child. This child was face down though. Is it sorrow? I don't think it's that you're wanting children, you have children. I don't think that's it. I think this has to do with the past, you as a child. This is child you. You're obviously magical. I think this right here being so close proximity to what I consider magic, I think that when you were a young child, maybe you did see this magical tendency. Or either you say you have a little girl. Is your little girl displaying magical tendencies? Because this was very close to one another. So it's either you as a child knew you were magical, or you see your child and you're like, I'm seeing some gifts emerge. I will tell you the gifts are divination. Divination comes very, very easily. So it's either yours or hers, but divination comes very easily for you, or you're also able to use reason to find your answers. You don't get, you do get overly excited, but when it comes to problem solving, you're just very practical about solving a problem. Huh. And these two were together. The hat was upside down, so it's uncovering. You've uncovered something. This one's stumping me. How good have I been so far, Maria? So she's just like you. Did you notice when you were a child that you had magical capabilities? That's an interesting. I'd like to know whether or not I'm accurately reading this. Did it make sense to you? Again, I'm learning junkomancy. Junkomancy. So this eye is getting to me, though. Like, this eye is just something you're not wanting to see. You're really busy lately. You're really busy lately. So busy that you're not keeping up your protections. You've let your protections down. You've uncovered yourself. And you're so busy that you can't see it all. You need to stop, smell the roses. Stop and see what's beauty around you right now. It feels like you're too busy. That's what it feels like. Dead on. Okay. But I was told that it was just my imagination to grow up. No, you knew. You knew as a child. I feel like you were probably one of those kids that was in the backyard with like the bucket of rainwater and putting different things inside and like stirring it with a stick. Like, this was your cauldron. And maybe you even did the like little cackle. But that's what I feel. I feel like you did that. Yeah. So, as you can see, if you have the ability to divine answers and you have put meaning on something, you can use a complete random junk and get those answers. So which one of you are going to create a junk oracle? If you're a parent and you're a parent of a small child, oh my gosh, you have a treasure trove of junk to use for a junk oracle. Oh my goodness. What do you guys want to hear about next week? Since I have everybody here, we're all talking today, which is great. What is something that you want to see next week? Do you want to talk about more divination, methods of divination? There are quite a few that I have not tried, and I'm always willing to try. So we can try different ways of divination if that's something that is interesting to you guys. I am thinking of creating my own junk oracles and putting them up on an Etsy store, but I'm not 100% about that idea. I'm not sold to that idea. There's something in me that's like not liking that idea. So I tend to listen. I tend to listen to my guides. And if something doesn't feel right, I don't do it. So right now that's not feeling right, but I may or may not try. Ember, you're going to make one? I can't wait to see yours. I can't wait to see yours. You know what I want to get and put in there? I want to get like a little ponytail holder, and I'm going to put it in there for me because that just means you got to hold your stuff together, right? You got to hold it together. Get it done. Could also mean taking care of business. It's time to put my hair back. Let's get stuff done. Crystal scrying. Oh my gosh. I would love, I've done a little bit of crystal scrying. I've also seen on TikTok the women that create their own oracle boards, the ones that say yes, no, maybe. And I thought that would be awesome to try. That would be awesome to try. Cindy, but you're here. That's all that matters. Yes, you're late, but I love you and you're here. And you just, even if you're here for 5 minutes, that's fine with me. So we can do crystal scrying, and we can, how about we make a board live? Next week, we'll talk about the crystal scrying, and then we'll also do the boards. I got to find out what they're called, but we'll make one of those and see if we can get it to read with us. All right. Man, this thing is just going into divination. It's either shadow work or divination. Those are the two things that I seem to get called to do the most, is shadow work and divination, which, if you think, kind of goes hand in hand. So, all right, my lovelies, we've got a plan for next week. Next week, crystal scrying and board divination. I got to find out the name for that. And as always, next Tuesday will be Tarot Tuesday, and I will be reading again. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button for this video, interact with this video, and share it. If you don't mind, once it gets completely uploaded, share it for me. So that way we can get this channel moving in a direction where we get a bunch of people in here. And I'd love for us to be able to learn from one another. I think that's what we do really, really well in this chat, is learn from one another and talk to one another and uplift each other. So I'd like to see more people feel the way you guys do. All right, my lovelies. Be happy. Be safe. Know that I love you. All right. And Sunday, I'll see you this weekend. Oh, bye, my lovelies.